and she was so sweet to me. Like I love to write a book of the actors who saved my fucking life on the set. I did SVU. That lady Marissa,
Oh,
whatever, was
Haggerty, right? I think.
was fucking tremendous. She was
Well,
tremendous. It was the coldest day ever in New York City, and it was me and her. And she's like, "Why are you standing out here? Come in here with me." And I'm like, "This is
well,
tremendous. I'm in a hallway with this fucking girl from SVU, and she's talking to me, and she's being nice and sweet." You
some
know,
people are just great people all around. Because
some
like,
people are, and you know what? When to be a good actor, to be a good comic, to be a good, like to be good at those things, you have to have a great side of humanity to you.
you got to be a good human, is right. You
You
got to
have
be.
to, like, to get the good results from comedy, you got to pull the younger people up.
Of
You
course.
got to help them. Not listen. I bumped into 200 scam artists in the last 10 years that thought that by
Oh,
coming on a podcast it was going to change their life. I'm not talking about
I
those
was talking
guys.
to your producer about that earlier. Joe, how much have you been annoyed by people? That's why I was very cautious when I reached out to you, because I know you had an army of animals harassing you, like, Joe, what's up, baby? Hey, pal. You know what I mean? All kinds of nonsense from idiots.
Well, you know the Hollywood scene. You know, everybody's your buddy, everybody's your pal. Why you got? It's like life. When you got a bag of blow, it's tough to have enemies. You know what I'm saying? If you show up with a big bag of blow, everybody loves you. They forgot about all your fucking past
Of course.
discrepancies and everything. You know, um, I helped the people who I saw were helping themselves. If I saw
Good.
a girl
Great.
like Carmen Morales busting her ass at the store, I reached out to her. If I saw, Jessica Wellington at the store fighting for her life, I reached out to those young comics because I was one of those comics at one time. And all I needed was something to give me a glimmer of hope for 90 days.
Oh, yeah. Because,
When you're a comic, when you're in the arts, when you're a human being, you need a glimmer of hope every 90 days to give you hope for the next 90 days.
easily, because, Joe, the best thing I like about Sandler is he brought Henry Winkler back to life. Not back to life, because you know why? People still knew the Fonz and Henry for years. Maybe not on screen, but he was producing and directing stuff. But he helped give him a whole new generation of people to know him again.
And that's what it's all. That's what this is all about. At the end of the day, when people get mad at Joe Rogan for getting $100 million fucking deal, and now they're pissed off at him and this and
What are
Spotify,
idiots?
they don't understand that he lifted up 200 fucking comics.
They're morons. You know why? Because they just, first of all, they just want to look. This has been my philosophy in life. Okay, when something bad happens to you, whatever, if you can control it and change it, do it, right? But if it's out of your control, just live with it and try to move on, and that's it. Because don't be a crybaby. You don't sit on your ass and complain and rag about other people. Just keep going.
I knew the people that I saw people at the Comedy Store. I saw people at the Improv. I saw people at the Ha Ha. I saw comics that they had that look in their eye, and I would say to them, "Hey, you want to come on the podcast?" And I would see them, do things afterward, and it would make my dick hard.
Well,
I hate when people think that, well, by going on a podcast, it's gonna change your life. That's the people I didn't want on my podcast.
no, they think they're going to be in 20 movies after
I
this. You
didn't
know what I
want
mean,
those
right?
people. Those are the same people that think that if you go on Rogan, you're gonna get a Hollywood deal. No, those are not. You're not gonna get a Hollywood deal. When I went on Rogan, I knew it would give me a light, but now that light, I had to fill it. I had to fill it.
Yeah, of
I had to
course.
prove myself after that. And some
Yeah,
people came on for the ride, and some people didn't.
of course, Joe. People think, it's going to be one thing that's going to put you over the top. I mean,
It's
I'll give
a.
you, it's not.
What were you gonna say? You'll give me an example.
Oh, Joe, I wanted to tell you one quick funny thing. I was in the movie The Family with Robert De Niro.
Okay.
I was up for one of the roles of an FBI agent guarding him. I was in callbacks with it. I didn't get it, but the director, Luc Besson, liked me a lot. He casted me as a Hasidic Jewish guy being held at gunpoint by De Niro. Listen to this, Joe. I got to the set that day. Hello, I'm sorry. I got to the set that day, right? my heart stopped when I see De Niro on the set, right? So I didn't talk to him at all. I minded my business, right? Then he started laughing with me, right, on the set. Joe, I mean, working with people like him, and you work with Sandler, they have such an energy. I mean, when you're doing a scene with them, they pull you in like a vacuum.
It's crazy.
It's so hard to explain. Like, Joe, you get on the set with Adam, he pulls you in like a vacuum acting wise. Am I right or wrong? Like Sandler, like De Niro pulled me in. Like when I was in the scene with him, I seen Jimmy Conway come out of him. I seen all kinds of characters come out of them on that scene. It was mind blowing.
I've said the same story about him, that when I did a scene with him, the first time he came up to me, it was like cut the first two scenes, because you see Jimmy Conway, you see Taxi Driver, you see all these you see all these characters that he played. But I'm gonna tell you something. When I did Grudge Match with him, I went to the set the day before I was supposed to shoot just to look around. You know me, we're hustlers. You got to go down there and see what the fuck's going on. So I went down there, and it was so funny. I watched him and LL Cool J do their first scenes together.
Wow.
They were talking. They were, having a great time. Next thing you know, cameras are on them. Sure enough, first 2 or 3 scenes, LL Cool J couldn't focus. And then I was like, that's weird. They were just having a great time. The next day when I did my scene with him and it happened to me, that's when I realized why it happened to LL Cool J. Because once you're focused with those guys and it's just you and him, you're like, oh my God, this is the guy from fucking Goodfellas. This is the guy from Godfather 2. This is the guy from Mean Streets. And it just fucks with your head. It's like, I believe that's what happens to people before they fight Conor McGregor.
Oh, yeah.
They psych themselves out and they forget what the fuck is going on. Conor McGregor is just a human being. He's a great fighter, but he's just a human being. That's what I think happened to Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier fought him the first time, got caught up by the lights and the glamour, went down. The second time, he knew what happened to him, exactly what not to fall for, and he beat him. He attacked him. I'm not putting anybody down here. I'm just stating what I think happens to you.
Of course, because it's concentration and focus. Because, Joe, that's like a boxer getting in the ring with Ali, and I'm thinking I'm going to have a bologna sandwich for dinner. He'll murder you. You know what I mean?